Hello everybody, my name is Ilya.
And my name is Tyler. Together we make up Kovray, a couple that loves to play board games.
And today we'll be teaching you how to play Point Galaxy.
Point Galaxy.
To the stars.
Space. Point Galaxy is designed by Molly Johnson, Robert Melvin, and Sean Stankiewicz. It's published by Flatout Games, who helped sponsor this video.
Let's go to the table and let's learn how to play. As always, you'll begin by setting up. You'll shuffle the planet space cards thoroughly, making sure to shuffle with the planet's side face down. Then remove a set amount of cards based on your player count. These cards will not be used for this game. With the remaining cards, you'll create 3 roughly equal draw piles. You'll flip over 2 cards from each, placing them in a column below each pile. You've now created a market for the game. You'll then shuffle all the rocket tokens face down and select a number of tokens based on your player count. You'll flip them face up and put them next to the market and return the unchosen rockets back to the box. You'll shuffle the starting sun cards and deal 1 to each player. Additionally, each player will receive a random player aid. Make sure you deal 1 out with this symbol, as the player who receives it will go first. You're now ready to play. In Point Galaxy, you'll take turns taking any 2 cards from the market, which you'll add to your solar systems, building a galaxy and competing for the most points. The game will end when every player has taken 13 turns, which you'll observe when there's only 7 cards left in the center. On your turn, you'll take any 2 cards to the market. This could be 2 planet cards, 2 space cards, 1 of each, or even 2 space cards from the same deck. The planet cards you take will not be replenished until the end of your turn, meaning you cannot take 2 planet cards from the same space. Once you've taken your 2 cards, you'll now place them into your solar systems. You'll aim to create numerous solar systems in front of you. Each one could have a sun, which could be accompanied by an asteroids card, and planet, moon, and wormhole cards, which will be directly below them in a sequence. There are specific card placement rules for all cards, which we'll go over now, but know that cards can generally be placed below or above any existing cards and sequences. Let's start with the planet cards. These must be placed in sequential order. Each planet has a number. Initially, any can be placed to form a new solar system, but when a second planet is added, it must be a different number, and where it's placed will set the direction for the sequence. Planets will score points for each solar system based on the number of unique values present to a maximum of 7 possible number values. You'll notice a planet with an X. This planet can be considered any number between 1 and 7 when placed, which certainly gives you some flexibility. There's no restrictions on color placement of the planets, but you may want to pay attention to the colors as you'll potentially score additional points from the sun cards, moon cards, and rocket tokens you'll acquire. A sun card can be placed above any card sequence in a solar system. Each solar system may only have 1 sun, and the order of placement does not matter, meaning you can start a new solar system by placing a sun, or add one to a set of planets which does not have one yet. Each sun card will provide a scoring condition for only the solar system it's associated with. Moon cards may be placed above or below any existing sequences in any solar system in front of you. Additionally, they can also be used to start a new solar system. In order for them to score, they need to be adjacent to their preferred color. If a moon card only has 1 color, it just needs 1 planet on either side to satisfy the scoring condition. However, if the moon has 2 colors, both colors must be present and on opposite sides in order for the moon card to score. You'll notice some planets are multicolored. These can only be 1 color for scoring purposes, so you'll have to pick one when scoring the moon cards at the end of the game. Moon cards can be placed even if they do not score. Asteroid cards must be placed above a sun, and only 1 asteroid card can be present at each sun, meaning you're limited to these cards by the amount of suns you have, as you cannot place an asteroid card first. It must always be placed tucked above the sun. These will score depending on how many you have in your solar system compared to other players. Wormhole cards may be placed into any sequence in any solar system, or be used to start a new solar system. What they do is reverse the pull of gravity and reset the number sequence either below or above where placed. This means that some of the numbers that were skipped may still be included in the sequence. Remember though, you'll score for a number of unique numbers in a solar system, which means using a wormhole to repeat numbers will not yield you additional points, but using it to add numbers you missed will. You'll see that some cards also have rocket and research symbols. Rocket symbols anywhere in your galaxy help you obtain rocket tokens, and research symbols will score at the end of the game for the number of unique research symbols in your galaxy. Now once you've placed your cards, you'll check for rockets. For every multiple of 5 symbols, you'll receive a rocket token, meaning you'll receive one when you reach 5, 10, 15, and so on. Rocket tokens will score for your entire galaxy. At the end of your turn, you'll replace any planet cards you've taken with new ones from the corresponding stacks. If at this point the draw pile runs out, take the largest stack left and split it in half, placing the bottom half in the empty space, ensuring the card on top of the largest pile does not move. It's now the next player's turn. You'll keep playing, taking cards, and building solar systems until the game ends, which happens when the last player in turn order has taken their 13th turn. You'll know this because the market will have 7 cards at the end of this player's turn. You'll discard the 7 cards and you're now ready to score. You'll first score all of your suns. And yes, if you have multiple sets within a scoring condition, you'll score each of them. You'll then check for unique planets. Add up the points for each solar system based on how many unique numbers you have in each. You'll then add up the points for the moon cards, again tallying them if the moon cards are adjacent to the required colors of the planet cards. You'll score for unique research symbols across your galaxy, and for each of your rocket tokens you've acquired. Finally, you'll compare your asteroid quantity with other players. The player with the most will score 10 points, second will score 6, and third will score 2. If tied, you'll add up the points for your placement and the one below it and divide it by 2. For example, if 2 players are tied for first, you'll each score 8. You'll tally the points and the player with the most wins.
And that's Point Galaxy.
So many planets to discover. Where will you be? Which planet are you going to inhabit?
How many solar systems are you going to make is the better question.
Probably a lot, because then I'll score the most points, hopefully.
Quantity is not always the best.
Fine. Well, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. We'll get back to you as soon as we can.
And of course, if you found this video helpful, make sure you give us that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button if you're new here, because we love talking board games and teaching them to you.
If you want to learn more about this one, check out the description. And for our question of the day, we have, if you discovered a planet, what would you call it?
And why? What would you call it and why?
Something great, I hope.
I hope.
Well, thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you at the next one.
Bye!